been executed despite widespread calls for clemency. I'm Tyrone Bowman. This is Tyrone Bowman Tonight. According to The Guardian, Brian Dorsey, who was convicted of murdering his cousin and her husband in 2006, was executed in Missouri's Bonnie Terry State Prison Tuesday, despite an extraordinary effort by corrections officials and his appeals judge to have his capital sentence commuted. Prison officials confirmed that Dorsey had been put to death by lethal injection. They said he had been pronounced dead at 6:11 p.m. Let me show you a photo of Brian Dorsey here. This is the gentleman who was executed by lethal injection. Let's get back to the heart of this story. Legal avenues for Dorsey's life to be spared had been closed down Tuesday, first when Missouri Governor Mike Parson denied a last-minute appeal to stay Dorsey's execution, and then when the U.S. Supreme Court declined to intervene. Dorsey's clemency petition had been supported by 72 current and former Missouri correctional officials. A former judge of the Missouri Supreme Court, 5 of the jurors who sentenced him to death, Republican state legislators, mental health expert, faith healers, and members of his family, some of whom were related to the victims. Dorsey, in a final statement handed out prior to the execution, expressed deep sorrow for the killings. Quote, "Words cannot hold the just weight of my guilt and shame," close quote. The written statement said in part, "Generally, we believe in the use of capital punishment," they wrote, "but we are in agreement that the death penalty is not the appropriate punishment for Brian Dorsey." One official wrote, "Some inmates never change, no matter how many years they are in, but that's not Brian. The Brian I have known for years could not hurt anyone. The Brian I know does not deserve to be executed." But Parson was not moved to commute Dorsey's sentence. The pain Dorsey brought to others can never be rectified. But carrying out Dorsey's sentence according to Missouri law and the court's order will deliver justice and provide closure, he said in a press release after denying the appeal. Separately, the U.S. Supreme Court denied Dorsey's request to consider whether he was denied the effective assistance of counsel by his attorneys, fee compensation, or whether executing someone who was fully rehabilitated is cruel and unusual punishment in violation of the 8th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Ahead of the execution, Dorsey's attorney Kirk Henderson described his client as kind, gentle, hardworking, and humble. Someone who had spent every day of the past 18 years trying to make up for the single act of violence he committed, serving the prison community as the staff barber and never getting in even the slightest trouble. "If anyone deserves mercy, it is Brian," he said, adding that executing Dorsey was a pointless cruelty, an exercise of the state's power that serves no legitimate penological purpose. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender, never quit.